his methods are quite unconventional, but sometimes he just says what he wants to say, and from the angle that he's seeing it from. And the fact that we've been talking about this whole kidnapping and one chance meetings in Abuja, it's been like the nation's capital at least has no business experiencing this.
That's right.
You were talking about the fact that it's someone you know.
Yeah, someone I know.
I experienced this 2 weeks back.
What? Personally?
Yes, I did.
Personally?
So I'm going to tell you.
Lord have mercy on me.
So now this is the first time I'm talking about it publicly. But I just have to talk about it because today I just want to share it from a more personal perspective.
Right.
So I was trying to come to work, and that's why when you say be conscious or be cautious, you can never be too careful.
Right.
I talk about this every time on radio about how people should be careful and everything. But somehow it seemed like the preacher became the victim that day.
Goodness, no.
Yeah, so I stopped these guys. I was the one that told them where I was going, not the other way around.
Oh, okay.
Because the first red flag is that they would not say where they are going. You will be the one to tell them where you're going.
Then they'd be we are going your way.
Yes, we are going your way. So I was picked up. This guy was in the front. He had another person in the passenger seat in the front. And then there were 2 people at the back. And then I got in the air. So we're like 3 people behind and then 2 people in front, including the driver. Yeah, so suddenly, just very little, and I started talking about money. That they have money in the boot. And then I see this other man by the side. He's shaking, he's jilting so much, saying that his Oga is going to come after him. He's been serving his Oga for so many years. Now he wants to leave. Because his Oga's initial agreement was 4 years that he would settle him. And then the Oga did not settle him. He did till 9 years.
And then?
So now the Oga does not want to settle him. So he wants to leave. So he said when he was about to leave, he went to, he was about to go, and the Oga now gave him keys to go and pick some clothes to wash for him before he would leave. So the Oga now said, you have to wash my clothes first before you go. So in the process of washing the clothes, he now used the key that the Oga gave him and opened the room that nobody has ever opened in that house. And that was how he saw money. Thousands of dollars. Like, how the hell did you know that? Like, he said over 1,000, is it $100,000? If I'm not mistaken.
He used his eyes to count it.
It was written on it.
Oh, written.
And then he goes on to make it more believable that his Oga is into bureau the change. Whoa. And then something, for me, I was on my phone. That's even the very unfortunate thing. I was on my phone. Even though I was hearing what they were saying, I was not paying close attention.
Right.
So the woman in the middle, because the man was on the other side, a woman was before me, and then I was sitting by the door side. And then the woman was like, this man steal your Oga money. And then the driver is like, I will carry this boy, go police station.
Always
this person they're calling a boy, it's not a boy, like boy, it's a man. These people that they've seen, they have been through the struggles of life. So you know that maybe they are not old, but because of the struggle.
Okay, I get that.
So that was how he was looking.
I get that.
And then he's like, Oga, I beg. I'm saying this thing because I have experienced it. Wow. And the script never changes.
It's the same script.
Yeah, so he kept on saying, Oga, I beg, no carry me go police station. Okay, make we share the money.
always the script. Always.
So the driver was like, how much are we going to share? Then the man is like, okay, he's going to give everybody $200,000. And then the woman in the middle that, no, that $200,000 is too small. They should share that one in 50-50. Everybody should partake in this. That was how these people continued to argue on whether they should go to the police station or they should share the money. And then I'm like, you people, for goodness sake, can you drop me because I am going to work? Like, that was how I told them. I said, please drop me. I'm going to work. I don't want to go to the police station. I don't want to share money. But on the other side, I was like, okay, should I, because the investigative journalist in me was trying to, I was looking at it from the angle that, okay, what if I get implicated that I was picked by these people in the vehicle when they picked? I didn't remember that this is one chance. I was convinced by their script kind of at the start. So I now said, what I was saying in my mind, that what if the owner of this money starts looking for it and they say, oh, they picked a certain Cassandra too in this vehicle. So I was like, please, these people should let me come down. That was how they opened it. They told me that I should, okay, I don't want to share money, make I they go. That was how I came down from that vehicle. And it was when I came down from that vehicle that it rang.
Your eye clear.
I said,
come on.
I just left a one chance vehicle for
Right,
goodness sake, and I could not even pick the number plate of this car. They zoomed off with the speed, like
speed of lightning.
They zoomed off immediately. So imagine that I had wanted to share money. The experience would have been something different.
And you know one thing, Cassie, that that is going through my mind right now is the fact that it's not a male thing anymore. Females are also part of it.
To make it believable. This woman was just with a veil over her head, saying we got shared them. Oh my God.
She was like parrying seriously.
Even the most smartest person, you're still likely to fall to these people. I'm serious, because I never imagined. The only thing is that God is faithful.
Right.
Because I think that it's better imagined than experienced. Because it's just crazy.
I don't want to even imagine it, Cassie, trust me. But hey, as much as you can, though, still stay safe, stay conscious and
I
cautious.
was conscious.
Yes.
The fact that I did not want to share money that was not my own.
Greed.
It's not my money, for goodness sake. So what are we sharing? I had no idea. For me, I was even thinking of it, the fact that the man stole his orgasm money. So I don't want to be caught up in this whole
mess.
I didn't even take it that someone was actually lying or trying to, do some kind of bamboozling. Well, this has brought us to the conversation for today. The fact that the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike, is saying that from January 2025, all commercial buses or taxis in the nation's capital will be profiled by the Nigeria Police Force and the Department of State Services. Remember that some time ago, one of our conversations right here on Abuja Now, I talked about the fact that we need to profile some of the taxis in Abuja, not even taxis. The fact that even private vehicle owners pick people up, because everybody is virtually a taxi driver in this Abuja. So long as you have 4 wheels, you are going to pick somebody that is going your way. So sometimes, how is this going to be feasible? Because I'm concerned, you understand? Because I believe that it's from the angle of security that the government is trying to look at it from. Well, but in a capital or in a place where everybody is a driver, how is this going to be achieved?
Well, some question you asked there, Cassie, but then when you talk about these issues, you must also want to look at it from the social cultural, as well as social political standpoint.
Okay.
I mean, if you are saying this in a country or a state of people who have a state of mind of working hard and yet receiving less, and then the little measure of mobility or means of mobility they have, you say they should not exploit it into seeing how they can get some sort of income from, then you might be probably living in obscurity, because the truth is, everybody, the first rule of life is survival. I want to survive, right? Okay. And that's what it is. So if, as much as I agree with you, everybody wants to be a driver. You're saying everybody's a driver.
Yeah, everybody. It's just the reality, like you said. No, I'm not saying that they shouldn't drive. But my concern is that the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this is the fact that, remember that we don't just have the commercial drivers. We have the people who use their personal vehicles.
Exactly.
Which is because people are trying to survive. Their salaries are not going to be enough to fill their cars to and fro. So they have to devise a smart means of earning the money to fill their cars at least.
Exactly.
And sometimes even these private drivers become victims themselves. I've seen situations or places where people have said that sometimes these drivers pick up people and then the next thing they are seeing a gun to their head. Your key or your life. And they have to come down running. They are made to transfer every money in there. So what I'm trying to say is, this is a very good policy, right? We cannot take that away. And the fact that we want to see a situation where all of these vehicles, public vehicles, are registered. How about the private car owners that get to pick up people is there any provision for them to be captured in this
the
plan?
Whole registration process,
that is my point. Yes.
All right. Well, that's another thing, and that probably might be one of the hurdles or the challenges that they might have to face, in trying to put this type of policy together. But yeah, the policy indeed in itself is not wrong. I mean, unregistered vehicles, the minister is emphasizing, the need to remove unregistered vehicles from Abuja's roads to enhance security and, revenue generation, of course. And he also stressed the importance of registering, vehicles to ensure accountability as well as transparency. And then in the place of collaboration, he had urged the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, to collaborate with state, governments to, achieve this goal. So he's saying that it should not be just something that will be achievable in the FCT, but it should be more like a blueprint, a plan, a workable, feasible commodity that can be sold to other states, and other state governors and FCTA ministries and agencies should also embrace this. I mean, it also has, the place of security concern, if you're looking at it from that place, right? Where unregistered vehicles have posed security, risk. And removing, them will also help curb crime as well as terrorism. Yeah. And in a time, as this, in Nigeria, where it seems as though we are such a volatile people, it's quite volatile out there, In fact, social
everyone is trying to do what they need to do to survive.
Interpersonal relationships, is becoming strained every day. There is a need, to unbundle, some of these issues and see to it that we are able to tackle it. But the question will also be: is this the only way, to curtail these incidents of crime? Is this the only way to sanitize the FCT? Well, some would want to say yes, it may not be the only way, but it could be one of the many ways. But others would want to say one thing at a time. Have we been able to face, each of the challenges that we have in Abuja, first of all, one thing at a time before jumping into another? Or is it something that we can holistically handle, some of these antisocial vices at the same time? Do we even have the capacity to do that, right? And and then finally the will
to do it, will. It's not just about the statements.
Good, because you make statements. Good.
Move the statements.
It is the actions.
Very important.
And that is where we have always, seen ourselves, falling short of, expectation and all of that.
You know what, UD? The thing is that somehow, like you are trying to suggest, there is no problem that is greater than the other. Somehow these issues are interwoven. So even when you say you have to give priority to one and leave the other, or let's take it one step at a time, you see that the one you're trying to solve, the one you did not solve, in the process of trying to solve the other, will still bring another. There is a reason why this whole one chance menace is on the rise. I would first of all say, for me personally, one of those reasons that I think, at least from what we have seen, is the fact that inadequate transport system in Abuja.
Good.
People have resorted to what? Just any vehicle. If we have enough public transport from the government, I think that way it will help us. Yes, I think just recently the FCT minister ejected about 80 new cars for that purpose. This is good, but it is not good enough.
All right, you might, when you talk about that one, you might also want to talk about affordability of the fare.
Exactly.
I mean, everything is just connected, like you rightfully mentioned.
So if you fail to tackle one and go to tackle another, you will still come back to step one.
Right.
Because there is a reason people are resorting to going to these vehicles that are unprofiled. You see people stay in a particular corner in a bus stop for so many hours. Sometimes town planners will suggest that why can't we have long, luxurious coaster buses instead of everybody having a car on the road? I'll give an instance to, I don't know, for people who might get irritated that we keep referring to, what we say, Santa climbs. But if you look at the West, for instance, I would say London, for instance, people jump on buses. Who, even when they leave Nigeria, they go jump buses. They don't drive their cars because somehow this has been made quite expensive to even own a car. It's not that easy for you. So you are left with the choice of jumping these buses. But are these buses less attractive? No, they are comfortable for you enough that you could stand from one end to the other and you may not mind because you are not going to see any pothole on the road. So even if you are standing, you are not going to feel it. If
Right.
you're standing and holding your hand on a hook in the bus,
Right.
you are not going to feel it. So people jump the bus in London when they are moving from one point to the other,
Right.
and it's like the most popular means of transportation, and it's easy and it's fast. So if
And
you
it's on time, and it's on schedule.
Yes.
So yeah.
So once you're at your bus station, you know that this bus is coming. So why can't we have something like that here?
You know why?
I know that Lagos is trying to achieve that. We've
Adapt
seen
it,
the
adapt
BRT
it.
and all of but you know the story.
I
It
do.
was in a BRT bus that Oluwabamiche was allegedly raped. Yes, remember.
I do
So even on
remember.
the buses, we are still not safe. So it's like a whole societal problem.
When we
it's
come,
just interwoven, you know.
that's the thing. That's the point exactly, and that's why when we come back to these issues of unregistered vehicles being, booted out of the FCT, you might also one thing that we are failing to see is this would become another source of revenue, and then could this really be about revenue generation? I mean,
Or the safety
of the lives and property. That's the question. Is this about revenue generation or the safety of lives and property? We all know the registering vehicles will increase revenue of the FCTA as well as the state governments. Well, we don't know what you think about it though, but yeah. You might as well want to let us know what you think about this. Is this a good idea, a good initiative? Many Nigerians are applauding him and saying that, well, the initiative is good, citing the need for improved, security and revenue. And some concerns would be about potential hardship for vehicle owners who may not have registered, their vehicles due to various reasons. And then what do you also think could be the next steps, in ensuring that we got it rightly and that the plan is not going to go AWOL or it's not going to go AWRI, it's not going to go south. I mean, I think this is just about, what it is that we'll be having a conversation on. And remember, too, that you can as well tell us what it is that's going on, within your area, within your space and all of that, all right, wherever you may be in the city, the beautiful city, I might add, of Abuja, right?
I always say that it is a city of opportunities.
Honestly, great.
Abuja isn't just beautiful, but there
Right.
are a lot of opportunities. But in these opportunities lie a lot of challenges.
All right, so
one of which we're discussing today.
Of course, which one
what
is it?
What do you think
out
about
there?
this move by the FCT to profile vehicles
That's
in
right.
Abuja and the statement that unprofiled vehicles would not be allowed in the FCT from January 2025? What's your
Okay.
take?
All
Call
right.
us.
0907-353-0044 would be that number, and the other number would be 0908-766-8888. And you can as well get onto the WhatsApp portal number and let your heart out on the topical issue as we discourse it, freshly right here on this platform. 0909-705-4450 is the WhatsApp portal number. Remember that you have the avalanche of opportunity to either give us a voice note or send us a WhatsApp message or even give us a text message. All of that will do as you engage. Let us know what you think about this move by the Minister of Federal Capital Territory in the person of Nyesom Wike, talking about unprofiled vehicles being thrown out of the city of Abuja. Right? They're going to be thrown out. Do away with them. So regardless of whether this vehicle is what is putting food on your table, it's saying that, look, if you don't register it, you might just be thrown, out of the city of Abuja. But then, are you also one who believes that there are some hiccups, in the process of registering, your vehicle? Have you tried to do that before and you've noticed some sort of bureaucracy that's going on in that process, some sort of corruption, maybe some high-handedness, whatever it may be? And are you that one person that is affected directly, by this move that the FCT minister is putting together? Well, we want to hear from you. you.
We have a message.
Right.
This one says, Cassie, this 419 people never change their tactics, so. But trust me, in this Abuja, it's better 419 picks you than one chance. I am serious. Ha. But is there any
Is there a difference between the 419
these
and
people
the
will
one
take you
chance?
and rob you. They would rob you. So why are they taking you? Why are they trying to bamboozle you about money to follow them?
419 and
It's
one
the same
chance.
thing.
I'm trying to understand it.
Is there any difference?
It's just except maybe one is 4110. You know,
or 419 plus or
okay,
Pro Max.
that's right.
Hey.
I guess so. But he does have a point though. I mean, you know, it says better for 419. No, it's not better for anyone.
In this situation,
please don't be
you
angry.
cannot choose the devil between and the
And the blue sea.
No.
No, come on.
I will not choose anyone.
You can't pick anyone. But yeah, we really want to know, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and then what is going on in your area? As in, how are you surviving, though? It is important. We just want to know. We just want to ask. Because even personally, we too, you know, have not been having it so funny, so easy. But yeah, we're still here. Our heart's still beating. All right? So put that call through and let us know.
Okay,
all
well,
right?
we have some tweets, some of your tweets here on X.
Sure.
Yes, this person is at Polastically. Oh my goodness, Nigerians and their names.
Of course.
Polastically. He says, how is phasing out commercial drivers profiling themselves relates with youth empowerment? Well, and this one is at Nero365. He says, I don't like Wike as a human being, but I support this move. Next for him is to ban cows roaming the streets of Abuja. It's disgraceful.
Well, you see that statement saying, I don't like the person in question, but I like his
the
policies that he's putting in place. I think maybe that's where we should also grow ourselves too. I mean, they say, don't hate the messenger.
Don't hate
but take the message.
You can hate the messenger, but
well,
don't hate
you can hate the messenger,
yeah.
But don't hate the message, you know? So take a cue from what the message is and live by it, especially when you see the advantages or the benefits, you know, of the message or from the message, you know, and how it will impact your life in the most positive way.
Okay,
well, more tweets
one.
coming
yes,
through.
We have another one.
That's
this
right.
one is at Gatuso Uzoma. He says, why not build a monorail from Bega to Nyanya and from Bega to Dede?
That's the thing.
So,
alternative,
routes,
you know, roads,
because
routes, and all.
We need more for these vehicles or even trains to be, because Abuja, the population in Abuja keeps increasing. Even though the other day the deputy governor of Lagos, they were saying that about 6,000 people get into Lagos every day, but only 3,000 come back. And I think that the case is also it's increasing because urbanization is becoming a thing. People are beginning to move. You know, it's the oldest thing ever. People will continue to migrate in search of greener pastures.
That's
and
right.
others are jackpying abroad. Some are jackpying into
Jackpying
Abuja.
into
So
Abuja.
it's the population is becoming massive every time, and we must prepare so that we don't break out.
And you know,
you cannot stop urbanization. You can't.
True, you can't stop that. But you know, there's another thing, Cassie, that comes, you know, to my mind. If we say that, okay, you're gonna put out, you know, all of the unregistered, you know, cars and all of that, I have two fears. Number one would be when you boot them out, you put them to other states to bear the brunt. Or
And the closest that we know
is the Niger, Nasarawa,
Kogi.
Kogi. These are the ones that are sharing boundaries and borders, you know, with us. What next? What happens with the other states? And then
maybe the states will also decide, and then maybe you push them further to Cameroon or something.
But then you must also understand that these states have their own governors. They have their own principals, number one person in that state and all of that, who may assess your policy and say that, look, this may not be what my state's, you know, people really need at this point in time. And then what does that spell for these other states, you know? And the second thing would be, my fear again would be, there was a time in ABJ when...
Why are you laughing?
Well, you know why? Because I remember that time vividly clear now. I can't remember if it's during the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan administration or the Yaradua administration or even the Obasanjo administration. But I remember that there was a time they said caricatured vehicles that are not that sound rickety or you're not well painted. In fact, not just rickety, not well painted.
The particular color
or does not look great, does not look like it's still in vogue or it's still working.
Roads.
That they'll destroy them. And we saw that they destroyed these vehicles at that time. In fact, people could not use their vehicles anymore. In fact, some vehicles that were seemingly felt as though they were out-fashioned were parked. And then they're the ones that broke down, somewhere and somewhat left, where the person who owns it is saying, I believe in the Lord, I'm trusting that I'll be able to get one or two to go and fix. They've just also been destroyed and taken out. Well, that's what it is. But yeah, I just hope that we don't get to that point, though. We don't get to that point again. I mean, not now. It might be a good policy, but not now. Timing is very,
so you feel like
effective.
The timing is it could be the problem in its implementation.
Well, unregistered, yes. That could be goal, but let's not take it as a notch higher to saying
to push them out.
To saying the type of vehicles that we want to ply the road. That's where I'm coming from. But yes. Would it help? Curb the crime rate? Well, maybe. Yes, maybe. Or would it also, increase the crime rates? Because the truth is, again, if you're conversant with these people who are into crime, if you block them from one,
they'll find another means.
In other words, you're saying
the government will find the means.
Okay, it's fine.
We'll continue to explore the means and see what
together.
We can do. Well, it's been an amazing time.
Quite
yes,
a time.
And I think that it's good that the federal government is trying to explore so many means, and I hope that it is open to feedback.
Sure.
And of course,
that's very
contributions,
important.
because you could make a policy or you could state a policy, but you must listen to the people that this policy is supposedly going to affect. So at the end of the day, I'm hoping that the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory is going to see how this would not just work on paper, but work in reality, and work well. Because there is one thing about a policy being good and being well implemented.
That's right.
Very important. And one thing about Nigeria that we've known over time is the fact that policy statements have never been the problem. If it were about statements, oh my goodness, Nigeria would have been, But the issue has continued to be implementation, the will. And the funny thing is that it's not just the will on the side of the leaders, but also on the followers, because somehow we just feel that, these people are trying to inconvenience us. So, but at the end of the day, let's always try to lead by example, because maybe if the leaders are doing it well, the followers will have no choice than to go ahead and do it. But at the end of the day, it's all about what works for not just Abuja, but Nigeria at large.
And I'm talking to you, if you have an unregistered vehicle right there and you still want to make use of that vehicle in a commercial way, you might as well want to avail yourself that opportunity to get that vehicle registered.
Yes,
right?
Please. You have to get your vehicle registered.
Yes, very important. And then, of course, on the part of the FCT minister and his programs and all of that, wishing him well, but then again, he must also ensure that the process of registration is not also ridden is not overridden with corruption.
There are no loopholes.
Loopholes, please. Let's not do that. So that people do not. It's transparent, beautiful, and it has with ease. It should be an ease kind of thing.
And I hope that it's really unique, so that even the bad guys do not get profile their own.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's
because they'll do anything just,
to survive. Remember, I put it all to you the first time I said it's all about survival, right?
Yeah.
So it's just that so sad that the bad guys, in quotes, as we put it, surviving off the livelihood, the sweat, of you and I, and that's so not fair. That's not good at all. Let's go see this comment right there.
Well, it's saying, I can see that it's a comment, but it's saying not visible.
Not visible, right?
I do not know why, but this is where we get to draw the curtains on Abuja Now segment. And to our August visitor, Thank you.
You're August visitor, right?
All the Media Extra Show. Thank you for bringing the spice that you bring our way.
Yeah, true.
Okay, I'm hoping that we do this often. Or should we just give it more of a surprise kind of thing?
Well, surprise is it. I think I like it. But yeah.
What they say, that a prophet is not valued in it. We value you, though.
It's all good. All right, Cassie, though.
Thank you so
good.
much, UD. It's been an amazing time talking with you. And of course, to our Nigerians right here on Abuja now. We hope to do this even more often.
I look forward to it.
All right, dear listener. Thank you for listening to Abuja Now segment on the Media Extra Show. Keep it locked right here because this is where everything lit happens. And of course, we help you to stay jiggy all through your day. What is it that you're doing at the moment? I hope that you go through the best day. Yes, because we are here to help you go through that day and of course get the most out of it. All right, keep listening to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Well, this is more like a side information that I would want to give to you. It will interest you to know that the 2024 United States elections are currently being held. Yes, and of course the election is tightly contested by the current Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. For now, the voting is still on. It's a whole lot, but we are going to keep you updated. So trust us to bring all of the updates here for you as you get to know what's happening, not just here in Nigeria, but of course internationally. So if you are a lover of international politics, this is your sure bet because we got all of that for you. And please visit our website www.eaglesfm.com. Yes, we have all of the details right there from all of it that is happening, live reports from the US elections and everything, all of it right there. So do ensure to check our website. Thank you so much and keep listening to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja.
Get the desired clients for your business